the valley of hope. There's a river that seeps through our soul, where dreams turn to clouds, and the ocean steadies the flow. Feel release in mountain peaks, where the earth speaks in tones. Day fades to dusk, yet the stars ignite, guiding us on our way home. Feel release in mountain peaks, where the earth speaks in tones. Tears from above, grace of faith, reminding us we're not alone. We're not alone. We're not alone. We're
Yo guys, what's up? Welcome along to another live stream here on the Chill Out Flight channel, and tonight we're going to start off in the awesome picturesque northern Spain town of Santander, or city as it may be. You can see we've got the finally got the World Update 8 installed. You can see the buildings all populated down there. It's a stunning little place. We haven't been here before. We do have some freeware scenery from flightsim.to of the Seville airport here in Santander. We're going to have a little tootle down to Ibiza tonight, and then if we've got time we'll probably do the return back as well. But Santander is looking awesome this evening. Look at the sun just setting over there as well. Pretty cool. Lucas, buddy, welcome along. Hope you're doing well. You're flying from Los Angeles to Heathrow. Wow. I mean, you started 5 hours ago. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And yeah, so we're going to take the Iberia Express down from, like I said, down from Santander down to Ibiza. So it should be a nice little flight. It's about 1 hour and, where's the flight plan? 1 hour and 20 minutes roughly. Yeah, 1 hour 18. Down to Ibiza. We got an alternate of Barcelona tonight, so if we can't get into Ibiza, we'll head off to Barcelona. There's nothing on the flight plan to be concerned about, I don't think, but we'll have a look at that a bit later on when we get into the flight deck and get everything loaded up. But we'll whiz on down to the aircraft and we'll have a quick look at the airport that we got for here. There it is. And if we pop there, something like that, you can see we're parked on the ground. We do have the air bridge there ready to go as well. We've got the control tower modelled. I mean, it's much better than the default Microsoft, obviously. But it's, like I said, completely free from flightsim.to. We've got the car park modelled. All the taxiways are modelled nicely, and the ground textures too. So I think the air bridges are Microsoft default ones, but the rest has been built around it by the looks of things. So yeah, like I said, the plane's completely cold and dark. We've got some baggage waiting to go on. We've got the tug there and the catering ready to go as well. So I reckon we'll hop in and we'll get ourselves going, and we'll have a nice ferry sunset. Ferry sunset. If that's even decent English. We'll have a nice sunset arrival into at the minute runway 06 down in Ibiza, which is one of my favourite arrivals to do. As you'll see, if you haven't flown in there before, you'll see what I mean when we get on the approach a bit later on. But if you have, it is absolutely a stunning approach. So we'll do some. We'll go in the flight deck and we'll get set up. So I will pop you in the full screen, and I'll see you there in the flight deck in just a couple of seconds. Whoosh! There we are, as if like magic, we are in the flight deck. There we go. So we got. Let's have a quick look what's going on here. Like I said, completely cold and dark. We need to go and get it set up. So we do have to look at tonight the new updated operating system for the flypad. As you can see, last time we tried it or we flew, it was blue, but we do have the nice new interface for the flypad. Gives us our weather. Obviously, we can have the icons, or we can have it raw data like we have down there for Ibiza. We can also integrate if we go to that's checklist we can do. It's got built-in checklists. We can also go grab here, go to Navigraph, and we can also get our Navigraph charting. So if we put in Lima Echo X-ray, not that one, X-ray Juliet, we can get all the charts now for our departure out. For example, out of Santander, and then we got 2. We're going down to Ibiza, so it already knows where we're going because it's connected from SimBrief, and we can get all the approach info that we need for the ILS. So we can pin that, and we're going to do the Cordova. So look which one we're going to do. Then we may as well pin the chart and we look at those straight in the flypad. We are doing the Quarter 1 Sierra RNAV arrival. There it is. So we can pin that as well. So you can see we come down, skirt towards Mallorca as well, and then in towards 06. So yeah, we keep all those there. We can also get all the other charts from Santander that we need as well. So that's the overview. The general area. We can get the taxi charts that we might need as well, so we can pin those. So it's all pretty cool now. We can add these into the EFB. We can zoom them in, zoom them out, and we do have the moving aircraft icon as well, which is quite good. So we also some other features, like I said, we've got the checklist, so we can do the cockpit prep, gear pins and covers, all that kind of stuff, fuel quantity, seat belts, and these are all things that we can just tick those as we go through. We can go and get the OFP, much easier to read now. We've got the lighter background and dark text, which I think is much better from my point of view to read this. But we can also go to settings, and we can change all of this in the flypad settings. You got light theme, you can have it dark, and you can also have it the original blue. I quite like the light one. So yeah, we got local time on UTC now crossed up. So at the minute, local time in Spain is 11 minutes past 8 at night, and obviously Zulu is 18:11, and here in the UK 19:11. So we have that on. There's also, you can have the failures now. Some of them work, some of them don't. Compact failures, electrical power, hydraulic power. You got your the VATSIM radio control, which is quite cool. and obviously your land and top of descent and land and performance calculator in there. You can also go down and add some presets. So if you just want to, for example, once you get to the runway, instead of having to come up here, whiz on all of your lights individually, you can have a preset, have all your lights on, come down here and save it in here, and then once you get to the runway, you can just go load preset, and all your lights and everything for your takeoff will appear to be in the state that you need it to be. And also you can have it in aircraft state, cold and dark, turn around, ready for pushback, ready for taxi, or ready for takeoff as well. So you don't have to do any of the setup if you don't want to, if you want a quick flight, which is pretty cool. And also they've added in a little texture down the bottom there. You can see a cracked screen where the fly pad has been dropped by someone as well. And the battery now also drains as well. Once we turn the aircraft on, that'll start to charge, which is quite good. So yeah, there we go, and we've got the progress bar in the fly pad too, so you can see where we are currently in Santander, and that'll track along as we move along. And your pin charts are all just here, which is quite cool. Maintenance, there's no active failures on tonight, and you can go straight to your checklist from the home screen as well, which is quite good. So we'll leave it on cockpit prep, and we'll go and get cracking. So let's get some fuel in, and we'll get ourselves going. So for our flight, like I said, alternate's going to be Barcelona. You'll see sunset take off in 20 minutes. Yeah, well, we'll get ourselves going. Yo, Finby buddy, how's it going, mate? Welcome along. We'll see how we can do if we can get going in 20 minutes. Be quite interesting. Yeah, flight time 1 hour 18 anyway. Block fuel, we need 6.8 tons of fuel. So if we go to here, fuel, and we'll add in, let's take 7.5 tons of fuel for this trip. So that's good there. So we can go back now, get our checklist stuff. So we've got gear pins removed, fuel and quantities now been checked, and we're going to start up some of the systems up here. APU. We'll arm the emergency lights. We'll get the nav logo light on, and crew supply. Hazmat hasn't come on. External power, that would work. Yo, Gary, buddy, welcome along. Hope you're doing well. Hope your Monday's not been too stressful. First working day back, I guess. So cruise supply can come on, ground control can go on, and we'll align the IRSs to nav. There we go. What else do we need to do? Anything? See if we can get a bit of light up here. It's getting a little bit dingy out there. So we'll have that on. Nav logo's on. We've got the fuel, so we can have the beacon light on as well. So let's go back and see if anything has been addressed with such the dark screens at the minute in the fly-by-wire. It looks like they may be slightly brighter. There was another update. I did an update this morning, and there was no update to the screens, but you can see they've got slightly different textures in now as well, and backlighting. So these screens are sometimes not the easiest to see at the minute until they fixed a little bug that apparently they do know about. I'm going to set the QNH now and get the constraints on. Ready to go. So, cool. Right, let's jump down and get some systems up and running here. So we'll go into, we should have a valid air rack now. I have updated it to the 20th of April. And we're going to do a bit of the setup. So we have the init press. Iberia 2125 from Santander down to Ibiza. Said estimate time en route 1 hour 18 minutes. So a slightly longer flight than normal, but like I said, I've got plenty of time this evening, so we probably will even get the return flight in as well. 132 passengers coming, so we'll get them going. And we're going to do the init request. So like I said, alternate going to be Barcelona. We're going to cost index 57 to quite high, and cruise and flight level, I think it's 340. I'm going to double check that. I think that might be a step climb. Yeah, 340 for the cruise. In that goes. And we're going to do the init B. So we've got 7.5 tons fuel. 0 fuel weight can go in. And alternate to Barcelona is 1.6 tons. And we'll go and grab the wind as well from here. Let's have a quick look. Flight plan. Average wind is +3, so it's not going to make that much of a difference, but we'll put it in anyway just to Keep it all happy. Should be tailwind, I'd have thought. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. That's all that's set up. We'll get a bit of light on the situation down here as well. A little bit of that. And we'll go down and we'll have a quick look at this flight plan. So, from Bilbao, sorry, not Bilbao, from Santander, we're going to go off runway 29. And we're doing the Santander 5 Romeo departure. Santander, the Bilbao now. That's where I got confused. So it's the Bilbao 5 Romeo departure out of Santander. And then, like I said, my favourite arrival 06 Zulu into Ibiza. And it's going to be the Corda 1 Sierra, which will go via Demev. So we'll insert that as well. Good stuff. So we've got 528 miles to run on this flight. And we'll go and have a look at the performance. Where is the SimSmart? We'll grab that. Here it is. So if we put in Echo Lima X-Ray Juliet, runway 29, we'll get the weather. Nice warm 16 degrees, QNH 1015, runway conditions dry, anti-ice will be off. Takeoff weight is going to be in the init B page, 63.5, so we're going to pop that in. CUG is, what was the CUG? 23.5, so that is going to be forward. Flex, takeoff thrust, packs can be on. I'll calculate that, there we go. So flex to 65, 33, 33, 36, takeoff weight being the limitation again. Thrust reduction acceleration 1,012 feet, and then the engine out the same. So we're going to pop that into the perf. So flaps 1, flex to 65, 133, 133, V1, 133 VR, V2, 136. Thrust reduction, like we said, 10, 12. And 10, 12. And 10, 12 on the engine out as well. So we're flaps retract at 145, slaps retract at 188, and our clean speed is 208. Cool. So I think we will just go and skip through this to make sure it looks half decent and what we expect, and we'll compare it with the chart. So if we get the chart up now as well, you can see now we're going to come out of Santander up towards the north and make that right hand turn out, which you can see is nicely drawn in, and then out towards the sea, and then down towards Bilbao as we track down towards the east, Barcelona, out over the Mediterranean. We'll skirt over Andrax and the western side of Mallorca, and then down towards Ibiza before we make that arrival. So hopefully this flight plan will look something along the lines of that. See grouse, and then we're coming towards should see BCN. Hopefully there's Barcelona before we come out over the Med. Corda, there's the IB for 10. Andrax, that's the corner of Mallorca that we just saw, and then down towards here and into Tivum, and then Devev hopefully will be the initial approach fix. There it is. Cool, so that's all good stuff. We have speed limit points that's already marked in. As you can see, 250 knots there. We've got 215 restriction on the way out at that intercept point. And then we should have, that's the acceleration point there. That magenta or pink dot is the acceleration point. Cool, so I think at the minute we are looking like we are good to get going. I reckon it's a rather quick setup. What we're doing in 21 minutes, so I think we can check our taxi route, and we'll get the pushback planned, and we'll get ourselves out of here. We'll just get the initial stop climb, which is anything on there that's saying at or above 5,000. Turn right, intercept Santander radial 071 to 17 miles from the Santander VOR. Turn right, intercept Bilbao radial 301 inbound to Cotel, and then down to Bilbao. So there's nothing on there that's got the initial stop. So we've got 5,000 feet at or above. So we'll just go and be above that. Let's just put flight level 100 in. For now, we'll brighten up the ephes. There we are. And we'll get these screens brightened up as well. Good stuff, right? Let's just grab the taxi chart and then we can get ourselves pre-planned with this pushback. So there we are. We're going off 29. So we do have to, we'll have to backtrack. Unless we, can we get off at Yankee 1? That may, from runway ahead, from Yankee 1 we got 1,780 meters. Let's just have a quick look with what SimSmart reckons. If we can get off with 1,780 meters, we can just use that without backtracking. We put 1,780 in. Press calculate, see what it says. So I reckon we can still do it with 1,780 meters, a flex of 51, 27, 31, 36 now. We could also shift that to Toga and calculate that again. And it doesn't really change. 24, 29, 35. That might be better. So if we just go and quickly edit the performance, there'll be no need for a backtrack, and we'll go off at Yankee 1 and we'll do that. So flaps 1, we're not going to do a flex anymore. We'll do Toga takeoff. And we'll go 124 for V1, 129 for VR, and we got 135. Sorry, 129 VR, and we got 135 now for V2. It's still going to be flap 1 takeoff, but it just means we can avoid the backtrack on runway 29. Cool. So yeah, Yankee 1 will be our departure point. That definitely is 29 from Yankee 1. Yeah, 1,780 meters. Cool. So our push is now going to be, we can go straight back pretty much, and to the, we'll go facing to the, facing west, I reckon. Then down Alpha, Yankee 1, and away we go. So let's go and grab the pushback fella. Drag him away from his tapas. There we go. And if we just zoom out a bit, let's see where we're going to get pushed to. Won't follow these tax lines, but I reckon a good push is going to be somewhere. I reckon there will do for us. That is sorted. We'll request a pushback. Kirana and Kushner, welcome from Indonesia. Hope you're doing well. So there we go. I think we've got everything else sorted out now. Let's just double check. We should have done the really should have done the checklist, to be fair. Seatbelt signs are on. They're both in nav. Barrel ref is set. Before start, we've got the parking brake set. Takeoff speeds and thrust are set. Windows are both closed. Beacon light is on. Next one is after start. Let's just go and get... actually, seatbelt sign wasn't on, was it? That was a lie. Let's go as dark. We'll have the wing light on as well. We'll get the strobe light to auto. Cool, so there we go. Pushback fella is doing his job.
We are cleared for start and push. Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
So we'll get going. What I'll do is I do have, for your amusement this evening, if I stop that, I do have
Release parking brake.
the Iberia safety demo for you all to watch. So as we push back and get our engine started, if you want to pay it your full attention, here it goes.
Hola, les damos la bienvenida a este vuelo de Iberia en nuestro nombre y en el de Madrid. Antes de despegar, tenemos que darles unas instrucciones de seguridad. Es importante que presten atención. Durante el despegue y aterrizaje, los dispositivos electrónicos deberán permanecer desenchufados y en modo avión. Recuerden que este avión dispone de conexión Wi-Fi y que podrán utilizarla sin restricciones, manteniendo el modo avión desde el momento de cierre de puertas y hasta su salida del avión, salvo que la tripulación les indique lo contrario.
During takeoff and landing, please unplug your electronic device and set it to flight mode. This aircraft has a Wi-Fi connection, which you can use in flight mode from the moment the doors are closed and until you leave the aircraft.
Si han traído equipaje de mano, por favor, colóquenlo en los compartimentos situados encima de sus butacas o debajo de sus asientos delanteros, dejando despejados los pasillos y salidas de emergencia. Durante el despegue y aterrizaje, compruebe que su mesa está cerrada, el asiento en posición vertical con el reposabrazos bajado, el reposapiés plegado, el cinturón de seguridad abrochado y la cortinilla de su ventana abierta.
Please place your hand baggage in the overhead locker or under the seat in front of you, making sure not to block the aisle or emergency exits. During takeoff and landing, please check that your table is folded away, your seat is in the upright position with the armrest down, your footrest is folded away, your seatbelt is fastened, and the window blind is open.
Por su seguridad, les recomendamos que mantengan su cinturón abrochado y visible durante todo el vuelo. Y siempre que la señal luminosa lo indique.
You may disconnect.
Para abrocharlo, inserten la trabilla en su enganche
do a flight
correspondiente.
control check
Para
as we wait.
soltarlo, simplemente levanten la lengüeta del enganche.
Keep your seatbelt fastened and
Got
visible
elevators full
during
up.
the flight and whenever the
Full
seatbelt
down.
sign is on. To
Neutral,
fasten the
ailerons,
seatbelt,
full
insert
right.
the tag into the buckle.
Full left.
To unfasten,
Neutral, and
simply
we'll do
lift
the
up the flap on the buckle.
Full left.
This aircraft
right.
has 10 doors, all marked exit. In
neutral.
the unlikely event of having to use the evacuation slides, follow the lighted path. Leave all baggage behind and remove high-heeled shoes.
Este avión tiene 10 puertas de salida señalizadas con la palabra Exit. En el caso de tener que usar las rampas de evacuación, siga la senda luminosa. Deje todo su equipaje y quítese los zapatos de tacón.
There is engine number 1
Debajo
available
de
as well.
sus asientos encontrarán un chaleco
So
salvavidas.
we'll
Sáquenlo
get
de
rid
la
of the
bolsa
APU, and
y para
that's
ponérselo,
taxi
introduzcan
light
la
can come
cabeza
on.
por la abertura. Y pasen la cinta de
And we'll
atado
just,
por detrás de su cintura, enganchando la fijación de la hebilla de un extremo a
Ignition back
otro
to
y
normal.
tirando de la cinta para ajustárselo.
On the,
Para
on
inflarlo,
the
solo
ground
tienen que
spoilers.
tirar con fuerza del tirador de
And
plástico
after
rojo
start is
o soplar
anti-ice is
por el
off,
tubo.
ECAM status is checked,
Y
pitch trim
recuerden,
is set,
nunca deben
with a
inflar
trim
el chaleco
neutral.
dentro del avión.
You will find a
Which it
life
is
jacket
0.
under your seat. To put it on, place it over your head,
And, just
pass the
that
tapes
safety demo
around your
finishing up,
waist,
we'll,
and make sure that all
start our taxi
fasteners
out.
are secure. Pull on the tapes to adjust. To inflate the jacket, pull firmly on the red toggle or blow into the mouthpiece. And remember, only inflate the jacket when you leave the aircraft.
En caso de despresurización de la cabina, se abrirá automáticamente un compartimento sobre sus asientos, que contiene máscaras de
breaks off and we'll
oxígeno.
go and,
Tire de la
we'll
suya,
get going.
colóquela sobre su nariz y boca, y respire con normalidad. Después, preste ayuda a quien pueda depender de usted.
In the event of loss of cabin pressure, a compartment above your head will open and
There is
oxygen
jolly.
masks will drop down. Pull on your mask, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Make sure your own mask is correctly
Start the
fitted
flaps
before
travelling
helping
to
anyone
1
else.
as well.
Recuerden que para evitar poner en peligro la seguridad de este vuelo, no está permitido fumar o usar dispositivos que liberen nicotina en ningún caso.
Smoking and the use of devices that release nicotine are not permitted.
Y no olviden que tienen más información en las instrucciones de seguridad que encontrarán en la bolsa
So we're gonna take
delantera
this
de
next
sus
right,
asientos,
take us on to,
como las vías de evacuación, el uso de máscaras
Tango
de
all the way
oxígeno,
on to,
chalecos
our,
salvavidas o la posición que deberán adoptar en
departure
caso de
section.
emergencia. Además, tengan siempre en cuenta las señales y demás elementos informativos.
The literature pocket in front of you contains more information on safety instructions, such as the escape routes, the use of oxygen masks and life jackets, and the position to take in an emergency. In addition, always take notice of any signs and other information elements. Thank you very much for your attention.
Esperamos que disfruten de un feliz vuelo.
Yo, Jolly.
Haremos todo
How's
lo
it going,
posible
mate?
para que así sea.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that safety demo. Anyway, I'll pop you back now in the full screen. There you go. Have you just finished work then, Jolly, or have you not been to work this morning? Cool, so like we said, we've now updated our performance to come off and take off from this intersection of Yankee 1. We don't need to do that backtrack, so we will come and stop at this holding point now for Yankee 1 and just get our lights on. I'll do one last final sweep, get the TCAS turned on to TARA, landing lights can come on, and then we'll go and get lined up. We'll stop there. Auto brake again, for some reason will not stay at max, I don't know why. There it is. Auto brake is now at max. We'll get these landing lights on. The nose light can come to take off, and runway turn off light can come on as well. And we'll do the takeoff config check. Everything is tickety boo, so let's go and get lined up and get down to Ibiza. And TARA for the TCAS. You've been running around on one, have you, Johnny? How is life on the west coast of the US? Nothing coming that way, and we got nothing coming on the other way either, so try and get lined up without eating up too much of this reduced length takeoff roll that we do actually have, because this will be a true test of SimSmart, whether it's got its performance calculations actually right. But I will show you the throttle cam. There it is. And right then, we'll do one last check. So V speed 124, 135, climb nav 1 FD2, 10,000 blue, QNH 1015, auto brake is max, signs are on, cabins advised, spoilers are armed, flaps are at config 1+F, takeoff config is normal, and we have ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. So let's go to Ibiza. There's 50% N1. Engines are stable. Set takeoff thrust. There it is. So Mantoga SRS runway auto thrust is armed and blue. That's forward pressure on the side stick. So there's V1. And there's rotate, up we go. So that was very quick takeoff roll. It's a positive climb. The gear is coming up. Look at that sky we're going into now. As we say, hasta luego to Santander. There's lever climb. Thrust climb, climb nav, and obviously 10,000 blue, alt blue as well. We'll retract the flaps once we push and get above that S speed. And we'll disarm the spoilers too. Pretty cool so far. That's an awesome sunset. Look at that. There's the S-speed, flaps can be retracted, and with that we'll disarm the spoilers. Lucas, you're right, yes, there we are, within 20 minutes. How long did that take us? 35 minutes. Not too bad to get ourselves away. They are being held at 200 or just under 220 knots for that initial turn, which was 260. Well, of all things, 216 knots is what we're being held at. Just while we make that turn, and we'll keep it in the manage. It should just go back to 250 knots after we've got round here towards that pink magenta dot that was there, being the acceleration point. Pretty awesome views tonight. So let's pull standard for the QNH. That can go there. Good. Just a little bit off the flight plan route. You can see there's our level off for flight level 100. There's the new blue arrow for the VNAV. That seems to be Seems to be working. So that's where it's going to level us off, and then pink dot will be where we accelerate away after that. We may as well just whiz this up to our cruise level 340. And you'll see, hopefully you should see that blue climb arrow is now gone. And it'll be further along our flight plan. There's now there, just by Kegham. Is where we'll get to 340 for the cruise. Bit of cloud, what's the temperature? +6. Are we going to go through any of it? I wouldn't have thought that's going to cause us any issues. But we are now above flight 10,000 feet, so we can get the lights off. That can come off, that can come right off. I think we're pretty much stable enough so the passengers can go and get rid of any of their booze they've consumed in the airport before we've left. And our arrival is going to be in roughly about an hour and 15 minutes from now. We're at 19:53. So yeah, about hour and 10 minutes ish. We'll have a nice little decent cruise this time. We normally don't. It's normally a very quick one. We get up, then we're straight down, or setting up for the descent. But this time we've got a little bit of time to sit back, relax, enjoy the views, have a chat, and enjoy all that flight sim and aviation has to offer us this Monday evening. But what we can do now is actually drop that down. Let's go back here and get the music back on. There's that magenta dot. There's our acceleration now up to 290 indicated. And we'll keep an eye on here. Intercept, it doesn't reckon it was going to make it 289 knots. I'm not sure what that is actually complaining about because there's no restrictions on there. If we check this departure now, it doesn't support moving maps, so we can't see our position, but we could get rid of that. Actually, just whiz back up to here. There we are. Just out over into the Cantabrian Sea, I believe it's called, is it? And there's pretty much a route. Now we said we're going to make that right turn and right away down Pamplona, and then towards this really a straight line down to Barcelona from here, passing to the east of Huesca, and then down to Barcelona, out over the Med. We will have a look at the VNAV and approach a bit later on, just to see where it reckons top of descent is going to be. Reckons top of descent just after Andrax, which, to be fair, the times I've flown this route, that is probably not a bad shout. And then after this, it's got the magenta asterisk next to all of these, so I reckon it's going to meet these restrictions. This one, however, it reckons it might struggle with. The speed it'll have, but the flight level is going to be a bit off. Then it's back on profile again towards the final approach, which is not too bad. So Osnook, it reckons 3320. If we just have one quick look before we do anything else, let's have a quick look at Osnook. So Osnook will be on this chart, I'm assuming. There it is. 3,000 feet at Osnook. It reckons we're going to be 320 feet high, but that's probably not going to be anything too disastrous, I wouldn't have thought. Hey, look at those colours, man. Look at those colours. So -3, I am going to put the anti-ice on just for this little bit now. Just when we get through that cloud. It's not quite cooled down enough not to have it on, but it's still warm enough to warrant that little bit of moisture I'm guessing through this bit, so we'll have it on just for now. But the colours tonight, look at that. So yeah, we've got the freeware scenery from FlightSim.to down for Ibiza 2, which is quite nice actually. I probably should have checked it out before with the World Update 8 hasn't caused any issues. I probably should have just loaded in there to make sure it looked half decent, because I have seen a couple of reports, and now with handcrafted airports and then adding scenery on top, you can get kind of a double taxi lines and double stands and jet bridges and stuff like that. So you never know, we may get a surprise when we get down there. However, I reckon we can get that anti-ice off now. And there is that'll be Bilbao, just right down there, Bilbao Airport, as we cross overhead. Has got two runways. One's literally just ends at the side of one of the other ones there, so quite a weird. Normally they cross straight over, don't they? But yeah, this one, edge of one there, and you'd end up taxiing off and then crossing the middle part of that one. That's quite a cool arrival because it goes straight in between two sets of mountains either side, so you're flying down a valley towards the approach. Quite cool. We can get the chart. I can show you that. It's actually quite a nice approach. Runway 12, I'm guessing. So yeah, there you go. We're literally flying across the ILS now for Bilbao, right down the runway now at the minute. But you see the terrain this side, and as you get further down, this is not as high obviously as this stuff, but this is still quite high. You can see the MSA 7000, 6.2 and 5.4 towards the down either side of the approach. Pretty cool. But yeah, that's actually quite cool too. We're at 26,000 feet flying right down the Bilbao ILS. There it is. Right down it. I think that's probably also worth a cheeky screenshot as well. I'll have that. Add that to the collection. Awesome. So guys, yesterday we did go across the 200 sub barrier. Now got 204 on the YouTube. So guys, thank you ever so much. If you have subbed on YouTube, then it says greatly appreciated. From, like I said, me starting this off only a couple of months back to now having 204 subs on YouTube, and what we got on the Twitch, 130 on there. So yeah, 334 of you that like to sit and watch me attempt to fly a plane and waffle on a load of nonsense. But it's always great to see you guys come out and watch. So thank you once again for following along. The top of climb now is not a million miles away. There it is. It reckons 1848. So top of climb is in about 3 minutes. And this, if it's going to be working out properly, we can have a look at the top of descent. It's going to be 1934. So in about 50 minutes time for top of descent. Then if we have time, we will fly the return back, or we can head to another airport on the way back instead. But I think I really do want to try and fly into Santander as well, because I think it's going to be quite a cool approach as well. Back into it as well. So if we get there, we have a quick look at the charts. If we go back in and find the ILS approach, just have a quick look. So ILS 29. Yeah, so you can see. Be quite an interesting arrival. And we've got terrain up here, and we've got two different arrivals in via the VOR or via Sorpo down to the Santander, 22 miles from Santander VOR, and then we've got a little bit of a step descent, 5141, and then interesting intercept, 3,250 feet. So yeah, that's a bit of a quite an interesting arrival. Still a 3-degree glide. So catch the aircraft. We've got 367. What's the airport elevation? 16 feet. So yeah, we'll have to get past these. So 1,437, like a mountain peak, or is that an antenna or something like that, just on the approach. So it'd be quite cool to do the trip back in. We've got RMP for runway 11. Let's have a quick look at that one. Yeah, I think ILS 29 on the way back will be the best bet. .600 feet to go. Here it comes. We Mac out star and then Mac out cruise. Just as it captures that last bit. All's working good. Mac out cruise. And like I said, this is where we are now going to sit for the next. What we got next 48 minutes. So it's not too long of a cruise, but it's just like quite a nice little Monday night, first one of the week, little settler, I reckon. 48-minute cruise, and then we'll attempt the arrival. Which means we do get to see, like I said, we get to see the western side of Mallorca, and we'll see Palma Airport as we go across there as well, which is pretty cool. So we get to see mainland Spain, part of the Balearic Island of Mallorca, and then we also get to see Ibiza as well. So it's kind of 3 different parts in one flight, which is pretty good. Let's just go and have a quick look at the fuel and some bits on the ECAM. Make sure everything's all looking good. So engine, so we've used just under 1.2 tons of fuel. We took 7.5 plus 6.3 is the 7.5 that we took. That's all good. Bleed pages, everything's working fine there. It wasn't the other night, if you're watching, where we had an issue with engine number 1 quit. So we had nothing going through this engine and the bleed. And then this heated up to like 3 million degrees, literally 3 million degrees. So I'm not sure what happened there. So that's so far so good tonight. Pressure, we got 0 feet per minute because we're now leveled off. 8.1 diff, 6.2 in the cabin. And the inlet and outlet are shut. We've got AC essential, DC essential. Hydraulics. They're all behaving as they should. 3,000 PSI across all 3 systems. And well within their limits. Fuel, as we said, 6.3. We use 1.2, which adds up to what we've taken. So we haven't got a leak, and we're using 30 kilos a minute. AP obviously is off. Nice and toasty in the cabin, 24 degrees. All the doors are shut. No one tried to jump out. Wheels are still there. We're not going over anywhere dodgy and someone trying to nick them. Flight control doing what they're doing. System status is normal. And recall. There we go. We've done that one. Oh, taxi, we should have done that. Flight controls were checked. Flap settings were checked. Radar and predicted wind shear were on in auto. Mode selector was norm. ECAM memo was take off, no blue. Line up, take off runway were both set. TCAS was set. Packs were on. Next one is the approach menu. Approach checklist. Like you can see now in the new fly pad, there we go, we've got the progress bar heading off towards Ibiza. Landing 1915 Zulu, so about an hour. 1915 Zulu, that's clearly not right, is it? Clearly not right. 1915 Zulu's in 25 minutes, we're not landing in 25 minutes. Yeah, there's the route, and so everything it looks rather cool. To be fair, I quite like the raw data on there. Is there anything else we can have a quick look at? We had a look at the checklists and the failures. Radio for Unicom, we've got the charts. Everything else is quite good. So the fuels, we can have the Connect Jet Bridge and all that kind of good stuff. Just been slightly better modelled. Pushback, you can do a pushback through here if you don't use the pushback helper toolbar pushback, sorry, up here. And yeah, the fuel time you can set to instant. And one of these few of these other menus if we go through the flight. So we've got aircraft, all of the usual settings, no smoking if you put the pack sign on, or no portable devices. Depending on where you fly, hectopascals or hectopascals and inches of mercury as well. VHF spacing 8.33 is normally used, and you can change your acceleration height and the engine out and thrust reduction as well. Go back again from the settings, we can go to sim options. You can enable the MCDU server automatically now. Dynamic registration, I'm not entirely sure what that does, but I might have to try that over the next few days, see what that's all about. Obviously we can calibrate the throttle detents for the Thrustmaster throttles and use calculated ILS signal. That's quite interesting to use because you can do this in the X-Plane Taurus 320, where you can fly an FMS landing, where for runways that haven't got an ILS, you can program one in, and if as long as it's about if it's 3 degree glide, then the Airbus will calculate a descent path. It's a non-precision approach because it's not a guided approach, but you can do that, and it will guide you down, but it can't land because obviously, like I said, non-precision. You need to take off the autopilot at the minimums, but this will work as an ILS and a glide slope just from what it thinks in its brain and your flight plan. So we could we'd try that out as well. It should be quite cool. We pick an arrival that hasn't got an ILS, and we'll try and fly it using a calculated ILS signal. What else? So realism, it's obviously ADAs and IRSs. DMC self-tests, they're on real time. Boarding time, I've put onto fast actually. MCU focus timeout. I do have the tiller separated from the ruddles because I could use the twist access on my Thrustmaster side stick. Data link transition time, that is for the CPDLC. So you know, instant, fast or real. Real time takes 2 to 3 minutes. I've just got it on instant. Autofill checklists. That could be. Let's have a quick look on the checklist now. So approach, seatbelt signs. I'm not sure if that'll help it out or not, but we'll leave it on, see what happens. And yeah, so we have a look at that one. If we go back to add to AOC. Obviously, ATIS source to come from VAPSIM, METAR from VAPSIM, TAF is from NOAA, Telex is turned on, Sim Brief and all that kind of good stuff, and the Hoppies, ACARS stuff as well. Audio, this way you get the PTU audible in the cockpit, and you can change the new cabin announcements, boarding music, the interior wind volume and all that other stuff, and also change the options of the flypad as well, like we saw before. And the about this flypad OS3 with all the different countries people working from: Quebec, Germany, United States, Singapore, New Zealand, Australia, Spain, United Kingdom, France, Netherlands, Sweden and Switzerland, all for the great work the fly-by-wire actually does to give us this freeware aircraft. And as we've looked at that, we have now lost pretty much all of the daylight that was available. So the sun's now set, so it will be nighttime arrival into Ibiza. Yeah, pretty cool altogether, the new update. Like I said, what's happened here with my views? What's going on? That's better. With the VNAV and the new fly pad, hopefully it can only get better from there. I'd have thought VNAV, as I've tried a couple of times, is still not 100%, but it is. It's getting there. It works on some approaches. Some approaches, it just kind of gives up, and you end up being 10 or 15,000 feet high. But it has got all of the restrictions coded in for this arrival, so we are going to try it again tonight. And if not, we'll do it ourselves. Yo, Patrice, welcome along, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope Monday's been kind to you. I'm very good, buddy. Thank you. Very good. Yeah. So if we have a quick look on the map, where are we at? We are somewhere. Well, obviously we're somewhere. There we are. Just past. Well, on the way to Huesca. And down towards Lleida and Barcelona. Very dark out there. Just wind out a little bit. Let's go and have a quick look at the top of descent, just to see how it plans up with where I would put a top of descent. So, if we look at this arrival, it's not below 5,000 feet, not below 4,000 feet. So normally when I fly into Ibiza, I come this way, and Cox's, just because it sounds funny, is I set at where I'd like to be around 5,000 feet at Cox's. So you've got 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 miles roughly. 24 miles roughly, and then you got the final. So we could be about 5,000 feet here. Is not a bad shout, to be fair. And it works out, normally works out quite well. So if we put to be 5,000 feet at Cox's, and we'll see how that works with the fly-by-wire top of descent. Cox's. That'll be the fix, and when we're cruising 3-4 to be at 5,000, that's, what do we need? It's 29,000 feet, isn't it, roughly? I'm going to sink that. Actually, we won't sink it because not quite what we want. And it'll be at 5,000 feet. So yeah, 91 miles will pop in as a radius. And let's just see. There's our top of descent. It's not going to be that far off what the Airbus reckons. I wouldn't have thought. If we go to plan, we'll zoom out a little bit, and we'll skip through that and have a quick look. So there's the top of descent. We just put in that blue circle bit, and top of descent for the Airbus is here. So that's just after Andrax, which gives us, where's Andrax? So Andrax is here. It reckons we're going to start our top of descent to 10, 20, 30 miles from Andrax. So yeah, it's going to be somewhere just about here. It wants to start our descent, but I'm assuming that is to get us down to 3,000 feet at Demev. So we've got 42, 57, 65, 73, 81, 85, 89, 73, 73, then we have 77, and say it's going to be 87 miles. 87 miles, and we worked out 91, didn't we? So probably not too far off. Patrice, good vibes. I do like going to Spain. I lived there for quite a while. I lived in Mallorca for nearly 8 years. So my top of descent, blue dash line, to be Cox's at 5,000 feet. However, just had an idea. If we go here, we'll go back to the fixed info, and we put in Demev, not Demex, Demev. Is it Demev? And we change it to, yeah, so 3,000 feet at Demev. Right. Let's just see. 3,000 feet at Demev. We'll just quickly swiddle that around. 97 miles. So yeah, 97 miles. Top of drop may now well be in line with Airbus's top of drop. Oh no, no, it's not. Still not. IB 926. So the restrictions are correct, but it reckons it's going to be 2,300 feet high at 926. Right, okay then. Let's go back and just see. Cox's, see, I was going to be at Cox's at 5,000 feet. That's got us at 15,000 feet. 926 at 10.3. Then it reckons it's going to be back on profile by Demev, which is plus 3,000, which is fine. Just says not below 3,000 on the charts. However, Demev doesn't give us far after that to doesn't give us that far. So yeah, Osnook 3,000. It's got plus 3,000 there. So I'm going to put in hard restriction of 3,000 in there. Let's just see what it's done to anything. Because we can change these around. Obviously, yeah, it's not really changed it at all, has it? So I think we'll stick with my top of descent. That'll get us down now. The way it's planned out to be 3,000 feet at Demev, which will be the platform altitude there for Osnook, and it's down to 2,000 feet from Osnook. So yeah, we'll see. We'll play around with the VS a bit later on. But yeah, Topper drops in just under 120 miles. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Right, just when we are quite happily cruising along, I will leave you guys to be pilot in command and first officer, or PM. I'm just going to quickly go and grab another drink, and I'll be right back with you. Hey guys. Sorry, that took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to do because I had to go and quickly replug my headphones back in because I got my foot caught on the cable as I sat back down again and ripped it out the back of the computer. So anyway, we are quite happily cracking along to now towards Barcelona. Have a quick look at the weather into... let's go and grab some weather actually in here. For our arrival in, just see what it's doing down in Ibiza. So we don't need that one, do we? Because we've just been to Santander. Let's get rid of that. We'll have Ibiza and we'll have Barcelona in for the weather as well. Let's go and grab that. We've already got it straight back, company message. So let's go and have a quick gander in here at the weather. Meta. So into Ibiza, what we got? Winds are light from the north, pretty much 6 knots. Good visibility, few clouds at 3,900 feet, 14 degrees, and QNH 1018, and no significant change. Barcelona, again light winds from the north again, 4 knots. Cav okay, 14 degrees, QNH 1019 as well. So we shouldn't have any issues getting into either of those airports should we need to divert from Ibiza. You can see there's Barcelona straight ahead of us now. See all the aircraft on the ground. There's Barcelona Airport just around here. Not sure how accurate that overlay at the top is there. I reckon we've got 20 minutes left. Landing just after 9:30 local time, or 19:30 Zulu. Let's have a look at. I always keep forgetting to grab Volanta. Let's just grab it. There it is. And add a flight plan. There we go. It's quite cool. We ought to see our departure out there. It was. So we made that right hand turn out towards Bilbao over here. So we flew right across the runway in Bilbao. And then tracking now nicely down towards Barcelona. Across there we can see we cut across that western tip of Mallorca as well. No weather of any significance around where we're heading to, which is nice. We may be able to cut the corner a little bit here from on this route. It's a very long extended base leg. Or the downwind section of it. We'll see where we are height wise. If we can cut across and miss off a little bit of this arrival, then it'll be make our flight slightly better. Yeah, there we are. Pretty cool. Bit of a shame we're coming to everywhere else in Europe has pretty much air traffic, and the only place we've come to hasn't got any, which is about right. So 46 minutes since we pushed back. We are cracking on quite nice. We've got a 62 knot tailwind as well, which will be pushing along. You can see our ground speed now, 483 knots. We may as well just do a quick little fuel check as well. Always good to know we got enough. So fuel, where are we inbound to? Cavez. Is it the Cavez or Caves? Which one do you reckon it is? Ronnie Romco, where is Cavez? Must be further down this way. We should have 4.3 tons of fuel, and we got 5.5, so we're doing pretty well fuel wise.
Sexy banana. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. Hello, Nicki Minaj.
Yay, Johnny boy, welcome along, buddy. Redeemed just 2,000 points for a bit of very good, very nice. Exactly. Why not? Why not? Not sure why the sound alert thing didn't pop up on the screen. Normally does for some reason. I'm not sure what it's playing at. Sound alert. There it is. I wonder if that just needs to be. I think I might have sussed out why it's not working. Oh, yeah, perfect. I think it needs to be at the top in the hierarchy. Put it there like that. There we go. Maybe that will work next time. Actually, if we can play it again, can we just check it out? Or maybe not. No. So as I mentioned, I don't know if you've seen it in the Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, !Discord. You can come and join us there. Find out when we're flying next, what we're doing, what time we're flying, where we're flying. But yeah, as I mentioned in Discord, we have now also joined up with a virtual airline to fly for the new, recently launched, in fact only launched 2 days ago, Danair Virtual, which is quite cool. If I grab their thing just here. So we have, I did one flight earlier on just to try it out. And this is their virtual airline. So it's bringing back all the old school airlines around Europe. And if we go to the flight map, you can see a couple of other people who are flying for Danair at a minute, going from Luton down to Madrid. And then that one's going from Bristol up to Belfast. And we've got another one coming from Oslo to Newcastle, flying the 461. And what are these ones flying? A32NX. And that's flying an Airbus 306. So it's quite cool. We have joined up with these to fly some of their routes. And if we go to the flight centre, we try to, actually the destinations map be better. You can see where we can fly to and from, so quite some decent places down towards Egypt and into Germany, Norway as well. Obviously United Kingdom down towards Spain. We can go to Malaga and to Lisbon and Faro as well. And down also into the Canaries and Funchal, which is quite cool. So we will do a couple of Danair flights. So as we fly the 320 mainly, we will be flying as, or bringing back to the skies, first choice holidays with Danair. So that'd be quite cool to add a bit more excitement to the streams. We also have their ACARS client as well, which if I grab this a second, I'll show you this. It's pretty good. Actually, I need to log back in. I won't do that on the stream, but I'll just quickly log in. Should log us in. There we go. So yeah, if I drag this over now, you can see this is their ACARS client via VAMSIS, and it logs all of your flights. You earn points for hours flown, and the landing rate wasn't the best landing in the world. But you go to the ACARS will track your whole flights. You get your OFPs actually inside this client as well, which is quite cool. So the one I did earlier from Madrid up to Luton, and this is the current. So this is the flight plan we're using for this flight at the minute. Oh no, yeah, from Santander to Ibiza look, is there. But yeah, you can have all the map inside. It's not quite working the map, but you can still see all the other flyers on the map as well. And you can go, once you book your flight, you can it'll all pop up into the VAMSIS application, which is completely free to use as well. And it's yeah, it's pretty good. So we will do that, and obviously you can change all of the settings for it as well. You get your own announcements in there. You can enable those, so that'll come through and play safety demos if you haven't got them, and top of cruise, top of descent, all that kind of good stuff. And you can also have if you put your sim brief username in, it'll automatically grab the OFP, and it will also grab automatically anything that you've done through the booking portal. Will be it'll automatically make your route, or you can specify a manual route if you're flying an older aircraft that doesn't have the navigation with the FMS. You can fly older ones obviously with VOR to VOR navigation, so if you need to specify non-RNAV routings and arrivals, which you can as well, so it's quite good. All been worked out well by 2 people. If you watch any of 320 Sim Pilots of videos or live streams from Victor Tango and Andy from there as well, so that's pretty cool. So we're going to give that a fly out as well and see how we can perform for Danair Virtual operating as first choice airlines. There's also a couple of other ones that they're going to add in as well, which is quite cool. If we grab the dashboard again and we go to the notices, you can see they're going to add, next base is going to be adding Edinburgh for first choice, and also Orion if you can fly the 737-200 and 300 routes out of East Midlands and Birmingham, and also bringing out British Caledonian routes from Gatwick using the 747-200 and the Airbus A310 as well. So we got the current carriers are obviously, like we said, a Danair for a classic British carrier, and then they had the BAE 146, which obviously was previewed the other night for MSFS, and the 727-100, 200, 737-200, 737-300, and the Airbus 300 as well. We got Highland Express. Remember the old call sign, which was Tartan. Quite interesting. Only operated for 3 years. Stansted in Birmingham via Glasgow. And it was possible to buy a single ticket within the UK for 19 quid. And they had one aircraft, the Boeing 747-200, which I'm not surprised. If you're paying 19 quid to go on a 747-200, there's no wonder they didn't last very long. Yeah, it says passenger numbers never met expectations. Then obviously we have the one that will fly call sign is Jet Set. And obviously if you remember Air 2000, which then merged to become Thomson Fly, and from Thomson Airways we had first choice holidays. So current fleet is the A320, A321 and the Airbus A320neo, and that's to enable obviously people who use MSFS to join. And if you've got X-Plane, you can have the 757-200 and the 767-300, and it'll operate from a number of UK bases, and there'll be a mixture of permanent, summer and winter only routes. So it all looks pretty cool, and it's also going to expand further in the future as well. So if you do want to join a virtual airline that hasn't got any real restrictions, as in you at the minute you have to fly one route every 90 days, but from what I've heard, I believe they're going to get rid of that. So you don't have any restrictions. You can fly one. You can fly whenever you want. So it's pretty good. So we will get a first choice holiday flight sometime later this week when we've got a bit more time to kill, but we'll probably be flying from either Manchester or London Luton and doing one of the flights down to either Portugal or into Madrid, or down towards Alicante we can do as well, which is quite cool, which we can get to from Gatwick as well. So yeah, watch out for that on the stream. It will be coming shortly. We'll do a couple of Danair flights, all integrated also with VATSIM as well. So if we we'll get cracking with that. We'll get VATSIM underway for the virtual flights as well. So all good stuff. So anyway, with that chat, we've kind of waffled through the cruise, haven't we? Let's have a quick look how far we got left. Not far, just over 15 miles to start our descent. So we must be well over and past Barcelona now. There it is. We left it well behind. So coming up there, that is Mallorca ahead of us. Let's just grab the we'll grab the chart and just have a quick brief of this arrival now. as we are becoming, yeah, there's Mallorca now coming up. So as we brief, we got this set and planned out for our descent to be 3,000 feet at Demev, which gives us time to slow down 220 knots, 210 and 210 on that arrival. And we're going to be starting that very soon. Cool. Let's go and pop something in the in the progress page, just so we can check out our mileage to run. I'm going to put in the 06. We've got 94 miles left. 34,000 feet. 34, 68, 98, and a bit. We've got 93, so should be fine. We might be ever so slightly high right now, but I think we'll be even higher if we left it to the Airbus's top of descent anyway. So we're now shot into a 73 knot headwind from that 63 knot tailwind we had to 73 knot headwind. So, initially, our initial descent, we're going to go down 10,000 feet. Seemed a nice, safe altitude to start off with, and we can work out from there if we are too high, too low, too fast, and make sure we're not in the wrong direction as well. I would have quite liked the sunset departure we had from Santander to actually be the sunset arrival into Ibiza, but obviously that's not going to work out. So anyway, top drop, we've got 10,000 set in the window. We'll start that coming down in, what have we got? About 5 miles. Yeah, so if we fly the full arrival, we've got 142 miles actually left to run. That one in there was 81 miles to the threshold. That's if we would have cut a bit off, so 143, and we have like I said, 34, 68, 98, 102 miles roughly for our descent. So there we are. Let's start heading down. There's thrust idle, open descent, flight level 100 below, and you'll see the there's the green yo-yo for VNAV. It's going to think that we're stupidly low, but apart from that, I don't think it's not correct for what we want to do. You can see it dropping now, 370 feet low, 450. It's going to keep dropping like a brick because we're not following its guidance. Like I said, its guidance would not have us descending until 7, 18, about another 50 miles, so which will be far too close for what we need. And there is Mallorca. We nip outside now. That is there's Palma Airport there for those of you who've flown their holidays. There is another plane just landing or taking off, but there is the airport there. Pretty cool. Right, anyway, we'll not press that button, we'll press this button. There we are. So a quick look at it out the window as we pass by. Cool. Right, we'll keep an eye on this. That is actually quite bright now, so nighttime maybe is the settings. We will pop this into flypad. Brightness, if we put auto brightness on, that should dim it down a bit. There we go. And obviously it dims the other side down. They are just linked up. They're not independent flypads, unfortunately. I guess that would only be useful if you were flying shared cockpit or something like that, I guess. So that may never actually change, I guess. Just whiz that out a smidge. So we are going to level off 10,000 feet here by IB728. I reckon we're going to be at 10,000 feet. So if we just whiz that down a bit further, that blue line should move. Should jump forward in a second. There we go. That's 6,000 feet at our current speed anyway. 3,000 feet, it should move a little bit further forward. Yeah, so it's going to be there. So 2,700 feet per minute is probably slightly fast. So we can, if we pull vertical speed, and we'll just slow that down. You can see this this will jump forward. I'll just pull that. See, it's moving forward, so that's still a bit fast. Let's just keep going. Let's try 1,800 feet per minute, see where it's going to go to. Could even be slower than that, couldn't it, really? 1,500 feet per minute. There it is. That might do for now. We'll stick at 1,500 feet per minute. And that's going to keep us where we want it to be, really, down at 3,000 feet before we turn on the final. So with that in mind, let's go and put the weather in to the McDo. Performance, there it is. Right, so excuse me. QNH 1018. Temperature is 14 degrees. And we got winds, it's 0507 knots. What's happened there? There we go. Why is my cursor thingy bob? Why is it frozen? Oh, do you want to see that? We have a slight issue that I can't move the can't move any of the views. Let's have a quick look over here. Why can't I move any of the views around? We can still do all this stuff. I guess we don't need to. Yeah, can't switch any of the views around for some reason. It's all gone a bit to cock. I think we need to be able to see the flypad. Well, that's a bit annoying. Yeah, I can't move any view around now. I think it's It's had a bit of an issue with itself. Nope. Can't move anything around. How interesting. At least I can get the lights on. We can still twiddle with the autopilot. We just can't zoom in or zoom out or move anywhere around the aircraft now. Wonder if I have free look on. Does that help? Oh, now it's completely knackered. Try that. Nope. Oh, right, so anyone know how to fix this issue that we've got? So now I completely lost the cursor. I can't get anything. There we go. But now I can't. Yo, Simulate Man, how's it going, mate? We're having a slight little issue with the sim. I've lost the mouse completely. The sim's still working. I've completely lost the mouse. Can't change any views. All I can do is press escape and then get the mouse back. But I can't do anything else. Got the camera thing here now. Now I can't get rid of that. I know it's in free look as well, so I don't know how the hell this happened here. See if I can get a. Well, I don't know what to press here. I think it's all gone a little bit. Not control options. Assistance. Nope. So if I go to resume, yeah, I can't do anything. Can't literally do anything. Which is a bit crap. So I've lost the mouse. Even on my other screen, I can't get the mouse back. I'm not sure where it's gone. Only way I can get the mouse back is if I press... Let me have a quick look on here, see if it's got autosave. So we do have an autosave. I think it may just be worth me reloading that very quickly and see if that helps. 20,000 feet. Was going so well as well. Let's have one last quick look. Yeah, can't get anything to work. Oh, something moved then. So that was 5,000 feet to go. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to quickly use Volanta's autosave and we're just going to go back, load a flight. We're just going to load that back in very quickly. Not sure what happened then, but hopefully it's going to rejigged itself. Right. Ready to fly. There we go, we're back now here. Right. You can go away. Right, cool, we're back. That's it, right. Let's just quickly stick in with autopilot. Pull the heading for now. QNH needs to go back to standard. Quickly go and grab auto throttle. AT2. AOC. Init press. Grab that. Init date request. Hopefully anytime today. Where we are anyway. We need to start just coming down. We're coming down to 3,000 feet anyway, won't we? So let's just start that off again. We'll start that coming down. Init request. Boom, there we go. Cool. Right, bye, and to Ibiza, ILS 006, quarter 1 Sierra, via Demev, insert that. Oof, that was a quick save. I think. Leave a climb. Which it is. Right, where are we heading to? I reckon we're heading to there. Right, direct. Where are we heading to? In fact, where are we? More at the point. Where the hell are we? Right, there we are. Cool. Right, so if we hit direct to IB728, that'll sort that out. I hope. That'll be that. That'll be that. We're coming down. So, I think we might have just saved the situation that we were heading into. Air mismatched. I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Right, destination date. We need to go and quickly put back in. Where's the fly pad? There it is. Get that turned on. When I know the temperature was 14, that can go in. Winds were light as well, weren't they? So look at this wind. 0.5, 0 at 7 knots. 0507. QNH was 1018. So cool, and we'll grab the barrel ref as well. Very quickly. And we all should be back up and cracking. Cat C is 259. Push. Camera can go back over there. Right, good stuff. So I think everything is back to how we had it. Still coming down nicely. Let's just zoom out just a smidge so we see our level off. Right, so we haven't got VDev on this bit now. I don't believe. No, we haven't, because we're not out in... So we'll just work this bit out ourselves. Cool. I think. 270 knots. Go back into managed speed. What's your... Let's look, simulate, man. It's also one of the new hydraulic sounds in the fly-by-wire. They're all modeled just in here. Mine works perfect just out the box. Sim options, audio. You got border music announcement, passenger ambulance, wind, engine exterior volume, PTU, all that kind of good stuff. And I get all of the fly-by-wire sounds just play naturally through the mod, as long as you're using the experimental version of it. So right. How are we doing now? 11,000 feet. We have, let's have a look. We're going to all the way now to where are we going? Demev is where we're heading to. Demev. 45 miles. Don't know, mine didn't take that long. Mine takes probably 3 minutes, roughly. 4 minutes at the most. Yeah, mine's about 3 minutes, roughly. Anyway, there's 10,000 feet. Let's go and get some lights on. Actually, we'll stick them all on. Or turn them all off. Whichever way you want to do it. There we go. Brighten that up. Lights are all on. There we are. Cool. I think we were back to where we were. We're definitely lower than we were before. Everything seems to be working again. And, yo, James, buddy. How's it going, mate? I've found Simulator, man, that if you don't load up all of your mods at once and use the MS add-on linker thingy bob that you can get from flightsim.to, it loads up everything much quicker, or it does in my case. If you just look, so I've only got loaded in the fly-by-wire, Santander, and the Ibiza things, plus obviously the toolbar pushback and whatnot. So I just load in one livery, the 2 airports and the airplane. But if you see, it would normally then load in 112.84 gig of stuff. It's only loading in 6.9 now with that open and using that. Sort the QNH out. What is it doing? QNH, there we go. QNH is going to be 1018. 6,000 feet. Let's slow down that rate of descent now. That's a bit too fast. We'll bring it back. 1,500 feet per minute will do the trick. Actually, if not, a little bit slower. I think possibly even around 1,100. Still got plenty of miles left to run. We don't want to be too low for too long, really. Here comes Ibiza. There it is. Pretty cool. Oh, Jolly's on his approach as well. So let's go and see if we can get ILS ident and that's got it tuned up yet or not. Speed limit exceeded, yes, we know that. We need to actually start to slow down a bit more now. So I reckon with the mileage we've got, if we activate the approach phase now, that'll start to bring us back. Radnav, we got IBI 111 and decimal 1. And we should have IBI 111 decimal 1, which we do. Good stuff. See, that can even come down even slower. 700 feet per minute. Why is that on QFE? Don't want QFE, do we? QNH, that's better. QNH 1018. Good stuff. We'll have a little bit of speed break, just get that speed off now. We need to be at 220 knots. See what is our green dot speed, let's have a quick look. Green dot is 199, so we'll pull, let's just pull 220. Just for now. There it is, 220. Oh, thank goodness for Volanta's autosave. Otherwise we've been right in the crap. So you can see where we rejoined. So we actually got to there first time. Then we started off back here again. And now we're flying right past the airport. There it is. Actually, we need to be at, it says plus 4,000, doesn't it there? I want to climb us up. Didn't even see that, it said plus 4,000. Let's just get us back up a little bit. Let's just climb up. You're at 358 knots all the way through final approach. Throw the air brakes on, not a good pilot, just in a hurry. Fair enough. Well, why not? Why not? Actually. Yeah, we should have been at 4,000 feet at Cox's. We did plan to be at 5,000 feet there, then obviously with that little bit of the issue with the sim. Clearly forgotten about that. So we'll stick at 4,000 feet. Just for now. That way we're not going to be in any particular bother. The MSA around here, obviously over the sea most of it, it's not going to be very high. It's 2,800 anyway, so it would have been fine. And you can see there we are coming in now. So I think, to be fair, we could actually turn to Osnook in a couple of miles. We don't need to go the full length of the arrival. Osnook is just less than 10 miles out. We got 2,000 feet to lose, so we need 6 miles. So let's go to Tivum, and we'll cut across at Tivum, and that way in. I think it'll be good. No point heading all the way out here if we don't need to. And then we can head down to 3,000 feet. We'll activate the approach phase once we get to... let's get to 925. We'll activate the approach phase, go flaps 1 as we make the cut across to Tivum. And then that way we can then drop down to 3,000 feet, then 2,000 feet via the centre fix, which I think is the initial platform altitude. So 3,000 Osnook, 2,000 by 6 miles out, which will be fine. So if we were to cut now, we got 10 miles. But we do need to lose, we need 6 miles of those to lose that 2,000 feet. And just to slow down a bit further. So Tivum seems a good place to head to. There's a glide slope. And let's go ahead and we'll arm the spoilers. How long is the runway in Ibiza? Let's have a look. 2,800 meters, so it's quite long. So we can have auto brake low for that. And for the vacate, what we're going to do. So we could potentially make it off at Foxtrot, straight in. I think will be the best bet. Failing Foxtrot Zulu 2. Sorry, Foxtrot 2. And then to the left and in onto the apron. Right, there we are. Let's go and make that. Oh, is my sim crash now? What has happened to you? Why can't I move anything around? Literally can't move anything again. Go and manage speed. Manage speed, we're coming down to green dot. Why can't I move anything? You've got to be joking. There we go, that's better. Right, anyway, we said we're going to take a direct to Tivum. With that turn to Tivum, we're going to come down to 3,000 feet. Arm the lock. I want to arm the approach. AP2. May as well grab the localizer as we do that turn. Yeah, that's twice that my not been able to move much. There we go. So Tivum will slow down with our green dot. We got, well, 19 miles now, so let's go and have a quick look at the what is it doing? Grab a quick checklist. So what we're doing here, we're going to do the approach. My sim is not happy tonight. Not happy at all. There we go. Right. Barrel ref is set. Seatbelts. Signs apparently not on. They are now. Minimums are set. Auto brake, we got auto brake mode. Engine mode selector is normal. Landing is the next checklist. Right, so there is Tivum. Let's just try and tidy that up a smidge. Tivum, that might just straighten out that line. or not. Anyway, let's get this sorted out. Osnook is plus 3,000 feet. We've got 16 miles to run. So we've got the lights on. Spoilers are on. We've got low auto brake. Oh, we did have low auto brake. There is lock start. Good. I think we might be getting somewhere now without all the sim interruptions that we just had. There's localizer coming in. 16 miles. We'll just have a gentle descent. So we'll go down to 2,500 first. We should see ourselves somewhere. There we are. Perfect. And there is said runway. Let's we'll go flap 1 now. We can put on the throttle cam. So from Osnook we can go straight down to 2,000 feet now. Get rid of music, and we'll turn the sim volume up for the approach. Good stuff. Perfect. And we should get the glide slope. When do we get the glide? Let's have one last quick look at the charts. 6 miles. In about 3 miles time. So let's sit the cabin down. That is doing 9 miles. Let's go flap 2. Here comes the glide slope, 7 miles. Let's go flap 3. Then we can drop the gear at about 6 miles. Cool, we should get glide slope start any second. And with that, we'll have flap full and we'll drop the gear. One, two, 3 greens. So, go around just for, in case we need it. Go ahead. 3,000 feet is the go around height. That is set, so we've got the gear down, signs are on, cameras are advised, we've got spoilers armed, low auto brake. Would stay on. Again, there we go, low auto brake. Flaps are full, and Ecam memo is landing, no blue. Just got to get it on the deck, and we should have, according to that, we have 2 whites, 2 reds on the pappies as well. Good stuff. and we'll get on the ground in Ibiza. As long as nothing else on my sim breaks between now and the last 3.4 miles, then we should be good. A 1,000 feet, checked and stable. And like I said, just one last quick check. We are going to come, or attempt to be off at Foxtrot, if not Foxtrot 2, left-hand turn. Foxtrot would be ideal, coming left and straight into the apron. So I'm going to get my feet on these rudder pedals, ready to see what kind of damage we can do to this Iberia Express. So wind 7 knots, right on the nose now.
400.
So we are literally all over water at the minute.
100 above. 300. Minimum.
Minimums continue.
200.
A little bit off the centre line.
100.
It's a bit better.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10.
Oh, there's a float.
5.
There's reverse is green. And we have decel. Six knots reverse idle, auto brake can come off. And there we are, guys. Welcome down to Ibiza. Not the world's greatest landing, I don't think that was, to be fair. Wasn't too hard. It was certainly a bit of a float and a little bit off the centre line, but yeah, not the best. Not the best. Anyway, we have made it down quite safely. We'll stop there and get some lights turned off. And we'll crack on with the APU. That can come off. That can come off. We'll have that to taxi. That can come off. And we'll start the APU up and running. So I think looking at that, we did make it off at Foxtrot like we said. We did. So it's to the end. Then we'll go and we'll head to the left. I'm going to keep that just on this other screen for now. Just want to see where we're going. But yeah, not the world's greatest landing, but it was considering we had that little bit of a sim issue on the way down as well. I don't think that was too bad. We will not go in that bit. That is the GA section. Continue down and make the next main right just down here to get into tunnel. This is freeware seeming, like I said, from flightsim.to. It's actually quite nicely modelled for freeware as well. We'll get the flaps in, de-arm the spoilers, or disarm the spoilers even. We'll take this ride and we'll find a parking spot. See how busy Ibiza is on a Monday night. So we can't go straight ahead. If we take the next on the left. Be a nice little parking spot to span. What stand is that? 2. That stand 2, 3? 2, 5, that'll do. in between these two other aircraft. Perfect-ish. That'll do. Right, let's hit the parking brake, and let's have a quick look at what we've got to do here. So APU is available. So engine 2 can go off. Engine 1 can come off. And we'll go and get the rest of these lights off. That can come off. That can go off. Wing light off. Beacon light off. And the strobes can come off as well. Along with that, the seatbelt sign. So landing, we did that. After landing, radar predicted wind sheet it wants us to do. Obviously, that can come off. And also that can go off. Parking, we've got parking brakes are set as well. Engines are off. Well, the engines are off. Wing lights. I don't know what it's on about. The engines are off, definitely off. Anyway, let's go and open up the doors and get some. Let these people off. So we'll forward door. We'll connect the jet bridge. External power. Get the baggage truck. Aft door, and we call the catering truck. But guys, there we are. We did make it down eventually into. Oh, I didn't want that at all. Not that one. We did make it down into Ibiza in the end. There we are. Let's have a quick look and see what Volanta showed us our route in. So yeah, we started off up in Santander, right up here. Made the climb out down towards Bilbao, straight across to Barcelona, down to towards Mallorca over the Med. Sim played up, restarted again, obviously, and then we continued that descent down all the way around. We then cut across and then made the arrival in. Minus 210 for that landing rate. So that wasn't, I mean, it wasn't too great, wasn't too bad. Kind of in the middle, I guess, wasn't it? Nothing too exciting. So what time are we at now? Let's have a quick look. 10 past 9. 10 past 9. What we're going to do, we could, so let me just have a double check, see what's going on. I think we were going to do the return back to Santander. However, I think with that issue with the sim, I might just leave it there for tonight and have a look about, see what was going on with that, and see if I can fix that issue. So I've also got to get up. I've just seen an email now. I've got to go to work at 5 AM tomorrow. So we may just leave that there. We'll let the passengers get themselves going off to their various destinations. And we'll come back tomorrow evening and we'll continue on, because I do want to fly back into Santander. So we're definitely going to do the return trip tomorrow evening, back from Ibiza up to Santander. Then we might go down from Santander across either into France or down into Madrid, because I haven't checked out the full world update yet. So it'll be quite cool to have a look down into Madrid as well. And we'll do a bit of daytime flying. But yeah, unfortunately, according to that email, I've just seen that I need to go to work, which I didn't have that email 20 minutes ago. It's literally just come through, so I need to go and get sorted for work, unfortunately, tomorrow. But yeah, we'll leave that there. Yo, Lightning for Life, how's it going, buddy? Welcome along. We have just literally just landed and are wrapping up the stream for the night. So yeah, we're going to leave. Yo, Reen. Must be very late where you are, Reen, is it? It's got to be late, or early in the morning, depending on what it is. But yeah, we're just wrapping up. We're just landing down here in Ibiza, so we are going to leave it there for tonight. And we're going to come back tomorrow evening and fly this return trip back to Santander. So, guys, I thank you ever so much for coming out, taking time out your Monday evening to come and watch me waffle on. Yo, too good. Too good at all. Welcome along, buddy. I couldn't read what that said properly. Too good at all. Welcome along. You just, yeah, unfortunately, mate, just as we're finishing up for this evening. But we are back tomorrow evening with the return trip back up from Ibiza to Santander. So if you want to join us, if you hit, oh, I do apologise for that. If you want to hit ! Discord in the chat, come and join in the Discord server if you're not already a member. And I will be posting there I do post in there, in fact, every day. Before we go live, before we fly, what we're flying, where we're flying, and what time we are flying. But yeah, we will be back tomorrow evening to do the return trip back up to Santander, and then possibly down to Madrid as well. But guys, thank you for coming along, and like I said, taking time out of your Monday evening or afternoon, or even early hours of Tuesday morning, depending on where you are in the world, for coming along and watching me fire plane, and yeah, see what trouble we can get into tomorrow evening here in MSFS. But guys, thank you ever so much for coming along. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening, and I will see you all on another live stream very, very soon. But for now, guys, take care, and I will see you all very soon.